Okay, so today we're looking at what we were doing before with abstraction and decomposition. So we're going to make a little menu program. I'm going to start it down here for a reason. So this is where my menu program is going to start. And up here, I'm going to have the functions or procedures that it's going to use. Okay, so we did these before, but you might have forgotten them, but that's okay. We're going to go through them again today. For our menu, though, this is going to be like at the start of a program, they get to pick what they want to do. So I'm going to do a very simple math program. Now, for you, you have to pick something different, okay? It can't be a math program. Your program has to do something else. It could be for history, like it could display famous people in history, or it could display geographical sites or something like this. But they have to choose from an option, and your program should do 3 different things based on that option. Okay, so to start with, we've got to tell the user what we're doing. So print uh, welcome, welcome to the math menu program. And then I'm going to ask them, I'm going to display the menu first. I'll do the menu as print. So print one at 2 numbers. Print 2 subtract 2 numbers. Big helicopter. Print 3 multiply 2 numbers. Now, we get to add more than that. Of course, it doesn't have to be just 3 options, but I'm only going to give mine 3 possible things it can do. And just to exit, we're going to print 4 to exit. Okay, and then I want to ask them what they would like to do. So I can say answer equals input. Pick 1, 2, 3, or 4. And this is the bit where we actually have our menu choices. Now we've done conditionals before. Oops, go Java. Conditionals, which is in normal terms is an if. So we're going to say if the answer equals 1. Now I'm doing this as a string. I could get it as a number, but it really doesn't matter here anyway. Okay, so if you did int input, you'd have to not have the things here. If you have input, then you must have it as a string in quotation marks. So if the answer is 1, I'm going to do something here. Now for now, I'm just going to write pass. And I'll put a little comment to say call add here. Then I'm going to do elif answer equals 2. I'm going to pass again. Pass just means ignore for now. And I'm going to call subtract here. And then elif again, answer equals 3. I'm going to pass again and call multiply here. Elif, the answer equals 4. I'm going to say pass again, and I'm going to say, well, I don't even need to pass. I can just print this one and say print. Thank you for visiting. Bye bye. Okay, so what's happening here? So Here we're given in the menu. Here we get the menu answer. So it can be 1, 2, 3, or 4. If they answer 1, we're going to do the stuff that's going to be adding two numbers together. If they do a 2, we're going to do the stuff that's subtracting. If they do a 3, it's multiplying. And if they do a 4, we're going to say thank you for visiting, bye bye. If they do anything else, we're going to say print, sorry, not an option. Okay, and this is our conditional. Now what we want to add in here are functions for your own program. Now if you don't want to do functions, you could just have the code in here that's going to add two things together. So let's try that first. So I could do number 1 equals input, or int input, because I want to get a number. Enter the first number. And then I want to do the same for the second number. And I can say result equals number 1 plus number 2. And then I'm going to print the result. I could say the result is comma result. Okay, so hopefully that would be the correct code. Let's just check that and see if it works. Let's call it math. And then I'm going to run it. Whoops. Okay, so it gives me my menu. I'm going to choose to add two numbers. Enter the first number, 3. Enter the second number, 7. The result is 10. Yay, so that works. Now, again, if you were doing your own program, you would then create the code for 3 different things, for 3 different options. Oops, missed a W here. For 3 different options and an option to leave. Okay, now that's kind of like the easiest option. If you wanted to go a bit further, we could try and do what we did before and make it into a function. Now our functions go at the top of the page. So our program starts here, but we call our functions that come up above. Here, starts here. Now to make a function, I say def, and I give the function a name. I can call it anything I like, but obviously in this case, I'm going to say add. Boom. Now, I could more or less copy that code into here, or I could pass the numbers as parameters. It depends how fancy you want to be. So let's just take that code and put it wholly up there for now. Okay, so how do I then tell it when I get to here that I want to jump up to here? Well, all I have to say is add bracket, bracket. And that will then jump up to this bit of code and will hopefully, keep pressing the wrong key. Oh, let me close that down so we can see it better. It's because I'm zoomed in a lot. Option 1, first number to add, 3, 5 is 8. Yay! Okay, so I could pass it up to the function here as an add. Now the reason we use functions is if we're going to reuse code a lot, then we would maybe put it into functions. And that way it's already tested as a function, so we don't need to worry about mistakenly doing the same thing again when we type it again. So things you're going to use again and again, we put in a function. It also helps with decomposition that we've been talking about. So it's much easier for somebody to read a program like this, where it just says, if one, add, and they can go up on here, just focus on this add bit here. Okay, so it's a way to make our programs easier to understand and easier to read. There's another way you could do it, again this is just slightly different, is we could put this, into the first bit. So it's kind of like a half and half one this time. Oops. What did I do? Oh, there we go. Don't know what I pressed there, but good. 2, and instead of that, I'm going to Control V. Now I could give the numbers that I get in the brackets, and here I could call them like number 1, comma, number 2. And down here, I could put in number 1, comma, number 2. Now it's important to get that these are not the same. So this number 1 I give to here, and that number 1 becomes whatever I put in the brackets there. Okay, so if I was to put 3 and 5 there, instead of number 1 and number 2, it would use 3 as number 1 and 5 as number 2. But in this case, I want to take whatever they've typed and put it in there. Okay, so that's maybe a little bit more fancy. Other things, if you're super advanced, we maybe want to try and have this repeat. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You can, if you're in the sort of higher zone, repeat. So we maybe keep repeating so you can do different things over and over again. Okay, so your job today though is to take code similar to this, and you're going to have all 3 sections, so I've still to do the coding here, and there's no point me showing you all that though. And then, but you have to do it on something different. So for example, you could have print famous World War II people, print famous, I don't know, Nepali warriors, something like this, or something from history. Print all of the continents in, or all of the countries in Europe. Print all of the countries in Asia. Print all of the countries in South America. So you have to change the program to be something else that they can look up in your menu. You could do maths, you could do it as like physics formulas, you could do like working out the current or working out the power or something like this, but you are not allowed to use add, subtract, and multiply. That's just for the example. Okay, hope that helps, and see you soon. Good luck.